Sairam and welcome to our Jyoti Meditation Workshop. First and foremost, I would like to offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, for giving us this opportunity because of his endless compassion and mercy that we're able to sit here and go through this wonderful workshop on improving your meditation skills. So again, welcome. I can understand that we all come from different backgrounds, especially in meditation. We all may not have the similar background. Some of us have tried different forms of meditation. An example would be perhaps one of you might have been doing transcendental meditation in the past, or some might have been doing mantra japam, and some have been doing mindfulness type or mindfulness based meditation. However, today we are here to learn about Jyoti meditation. And throughout this workshop, we will be enlightening you or providing you with necessary information on why Jyoti meditation has been an important part of the spiritual sadhana that has been advocated by Swami himself. So, in many of his teachings and in his speeches, he has actually put Jyoti meditation as one of the most powerful meditation. And as we go through this workshop, you will be invited into the insights on Jyoti meditation. So welcome again and congratulations for making this wonderful move of joining this Jyoti meditation workshop. So just before we start, I would like to share with you a video on what Swami himself says about Jyoti meditation. Enjoy.
ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా, ధ్యానం ధ్యానం అని కూర్చుంటారు.
One sits in meditation.
ఏది ధ్యానము?
What is meditation?
జీవితంలో సర్వము ధ్యానమే.
In life, everything is meditation.
ఆఫీసుకు పోతున్నావు, ఆఫీసులో పని చేస్తున్నావు.
You go to the office and work there.
అక్కడ ధ్యానం లేకపోతే ఆఫీస్ పని ఏ రీతిగా చేయగలవు?
When you don't meditate on your work, how do you do that?
ఈ ఆఫీసుకు పోయే సమయంలో కారును రోడ్ లోపల డ్రైవ్ చేసుకుని పోతున్నావు.
While going to the office, you drive your
ఈ
way.
డ్రైవ్ చేసే సమయంలో నీకు రోడ్డు పైన ధ్యానం లేకపోతే నువ్వు ఏ రీతిగా డ్రైవ్ చేయగలవు?
While driving, if you don't concentrate, how do you
కనుక
reach?
ధ్యానం అంటే ఏమిటి?
What is meant by
వాకింగ్,
meditation?
టాకింగ్, రీడింగ్, రైటింగ్, ఈటింగ్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ధ్యానమే.
Walking, talking, reading, writing, everything is meditation.
అనగా ఒక్క విషయం పైన మనసును లగ్నం చేయటమే ధ్యానము అని.
Meaning concentrating on one thing
విద్యార్థులు
is
ధ్యానం అంతా
meditation.
ఒక చదువు పైన,
Student concentrates on study.
తల్లి ధ్యానం అంతా బిడ్డల పైన,
Mother concentrates on the child.
గృహస్థుల ధ్యానం అంతా కుటుంబం పైన,
Householder concentrates on
కార్మికుని
family.
ధ్యానం అంతా కూడా మిషన్ల పైన, కర్షకుని ధ్యానం అంతా కూడా భూమి పైన. అట్టే ఒక్కొక్కరిది ఒక్కొక్క విధమైన ధ్యానంగా ఉంటుండాలి.
Farmer concentrates on the field, like that each one concentrates on one aspect.
కనుకనే అదే విధంగానే నీ యొక్క మనసును భగవంతుని పైన లగ్నం చేయి.
Similarly, you concentrate on God.
అంతేకాని నిరంతరం కూడా నువ్వు ఏదో చేస్తున్నావనుకొని నీవు భగవంతుని పని చేయటం లేదని అనుకోకూడదు.
While discharging your duty, you should never
ఏ
feel that
పని
you are not
చేసినా ఇది
serving God.
భగవంతుని పని.
Whatever you may do, it's God's service.
ఈ విధంగా సర్వకర్మ భగవత్ ప్రీత్యార్థమని భావించు.
You consider that all actions are offered to God.
నీవు భూమిని దున్నుతున్నావు, రైతు వై.
You till the land as the farmer.
ఇదంతా నా యొక్క హృదయ భూమిని నేను సాగు చేస్తున్నాను అనుకో.
You are tilling the field of your heart.
దాంట్లో విత్తనములు చల్లుతున్నావు.
You just sow the seed.
నా హృదయ భూమి లోపల నేను సరైనటువంటి యొక్క మంచి విత్తనములు చల్లుకుంటున్నాను, సద్గుణములైనటువంటి విత్తనం చల్లుకుంటున్నాను అనుకో.
I am sowing the seeds of good thoughts in the field of my heart.
దీనిని అభివృద్ధి గావించుకోవాలనుకుంటూ నీరు కడుతున్నావు.
To develop it, you also
నా
water it.
ప్రేమ జలమును దీనికి కడుతున్నాను అనుకో.
I am supplying
ఈ
the water
విధంగా
of love.
ఒక్కొక్క వ్యక్తి కూడాను ఆధ్యాత్మిక మార్గంలో ప్రవేశించాలనుకుంటే జపమాల పట్టుకోనక్కర్లేదు, ఒంటరిగా కూర్చోనక్కర్లేదు, అరణ్యానికి పోవనక్కర్లేదు. తన యొక్క పని యందే తన యొక్క దివ్యత్వాన్ని సందర్శించవచ్చు.
To lead a spiritual life, one need not sit in solitude, one need not lead any kind of japamala, but one can lead the spiritual life.
So before we move on to the next slide, this is where I would like to engage all our audiences here. So maybe we have all watched Swami's video. Perhaps I would like to hear from maybe a few of you on what do you think are some of the key takeaways or some key points that Swami has mentioned about meditation. Any volunteers? So if you look through this video, you will understand that there are few points that Swami quite correctly mentioned. So the initial stages of meditation requires concentration, and that is where we will aim at providing you with necessary amount of information so you are able to sustain and to a certain extent have that amount of concentration. And this concentration will continue to build over a period of time, especially if you are persistent in your sadhana or your spiritual practice. And concentration is not necessarily only evident or used in meditation. It is also used at work, driving, and different parts of your life. Next, Swami also says that not necessarily meditation has to be done through japamala or by isolating yourself and living as a recluse or as a sannyasi in a different part of the world or in the Himalayas or things like that. Swami says you are able to achieve the same amount of fruits while being or while living your current life wherever you are. And that is the assurance of our Divine Master Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And finally, he also speaks on how meditation can actually empower our life and our well-being. So for this, we would like each and every one of you to really start to consider meditation as an important or integral part of your sadhana. And as we move through this Jyoti meditation workshop, we will be teaching you ways how you can work on your concentration, how you can work on improving or enhancing your concentration, and finally achieving the state of oneness or meditation. To make things simplified for each and every one of you, we have decided that the workshop should be divided into small chunks. Why small chunks, you ask? It's because simply our mind can only concentrate for a certain amount of time. And because of that, and not only the concentration aspect, but the fact that the mind has to digest a huge chunk or a huge sum of information, and that can be quite a challenge for the mind, especially if this is your first time attending a meditation workshop. So what we have done is we have decided to chunk it into smaller groups, okay, smaller parts of the workshop. So you have part one, which is learning how you can connect to your breath. Dear brothers and sisters, the breath is a very important part of our life. We all breathe. How many of you do not breathe? Can you raise your hands up? How many of you are aware of your breath at least once or twice in a day? How many of you are consistently aware of it? So this process of breathing goes on every moment in your life. And yet, the amount of attention which is paid to the breath itself is very minimal. So part one, for any meditation, for most of the meditations that the contemporary meditations that are taught outside, is to ground your attention to the breath. Next, in respect to the Jyoti meditation, part two will be focusing on bringing the light to different parts of your body and activating your light body. And third, part three, which is bringing this Jyoti beyond your body to encompass the entire creation itself and realize your true nature, which is Sat Chit Ananda. Now, this is what Swami says as the definition of meditation. In Dhyana Vahini, Swami mentions that meditation is a process of self-discovery. All spiritual aspirants, yogis, and renunciates have acquired knowledge of the Absolute through meditation. When higher knowledge is established, there is no sense of past or future. All is present time. So throughout this meditation workshop, we will be tuning our mind to be more focused and to be more aware of the present moment experience. So the invitation to each and every one of you is to let go of all your worries right now. Let go of all your past depressive episodes or depressive thoughts or emotions or whatever you are feeling, trying as much as possible to let that also go and stop thinking of what is to come in the future because we all don't know, even I or anyone does not know. So ultimately, throughout this course or this workshop, at any point of time, if your mind is indulged or is becoming more engrossed into past experiences or contemplating on worries about the future, knowing that at least throughout this workshop, there is an option, the option of connecting to your breath and coming back to the present moment. And this invitation is out for each and every one of you. So you may from time to time guide your mind back to the present moment by connecting to your breath. Now we shall move on into experiencing or enjoying this particular video. This video is by Brother Prushti, who is Swami's student, and I was fortunate enough to meet him the last time face to face when I visited Parthi, and we had a good exchange of knowledge. And here is Brother Prushti to explain to you why Jyoti meditation is the sadhana of choice. Let's enjoy and experience this video. And of course, when you have moments of realization or moments of where you can take notes, kindly do so.
Om Shri Sai Ram. On the path of spirituality, among the various spiritual practices, meditation has captured the imagination of seekers from time immemorial. There are several kinds of meditation practiced in the world. Among these, one that is highly recommended is the sadhana of Jyoti Dhyana or light meditation. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba says that Jyoti meditation is the surest, safest, and easiest way to lead us directly to our goal. In this meditation, the object of our concentration is the flame of a lamp or a candle. Swami says that the flame signifies spiritual effulgence. It always points upwards, and it symbolizes the inexhaustible nature of Brahman, the Almighty. 1,000 lamps can be lit from a single flame. That is why it is Akhanda Jyoti. A flame is also universal, as it appeals to seekers belonging to all faiths, belief systems, and philosophy. So how do we do Jyoti meditation? We sit comfortably, preferably on the ground, properly insulated from earth. This is to ensure that there is no dissipation of energy. Bhagwan also exhorts us to maintain a straight spine. Between the 9th and 12th vertebrae is the life force. If our body is straight, the life force would rise and reward us with intense concentration of the mind. Bhagwan also says that it is advisable to do Jyoti meditation in the early hours, Brahma Muhurtam, between 3 and 6 a.m. We start this meditation by fixing our gaze on the steady flame. After a while, we close our eyes and we invite this flame into our heart. We then see this flame in the midst of the petals of our heart. Our heart is now illumined. Then we carry this flame into various parts of our body, to our hands, our legs, our eyes, our ears. Our whole being is filled with this light and sacredness. After this, we take this flame out of our body and we cover our family, our friends, our relatives, our enemies with this light. Then we take the light even further. We envelop all the plants, the animals, the land, the entire creation, the whole earth is suffused and filled with this sacred light. Once we do this, our whole being gets completely purified and we spend the rest of the day with the light of God's love firmly established in our heart. It empowers us to deal with all the challenges that we could face in our daily life. Bhagwan says, when we expand beyond ourselves, when we feel that the light within me is indeed the light of the universe, then slowly the body drops away and eventually we feel that we indeed are the light. We become one with that light, and that truly is liberation. To help us in this sadhana, we have a guided meditation session which we can use when we sit for meditation. You can find the link for this video in the description. Let us feel the light, share the light, and become the light.
Thank you, Brother Pushti, for the wonderful explanation of why Jyoti meditation is an important sadhana or the sadhana of choice, especially for Sai devotees. And the realization that comes from Jyoti meditation itself, dear brothers and sisters, is something quite powerful and quite intense. And if you have not been doing it for regularly, it's a very high chance that you might not be able to experience what Brother Pushti and what most of us experience. So the invitation is to spend some time, try experimenting, and enjoy the bliss that comes from this. Now, brothers and sisters, moving forward, we would like to introduce you to this term called the watchman. You can see here Swami's photo, Swami's eyes looking, staring right through, piercing your soul. And the reason why this concept of watchman has been put at the initial stages of this workshop is for you to understand that throughout this workshop, you also are going to train yourself to observe. We're going to give the mind the function of being a watchman. It's either watching the breath or watching the Jyoti or even expanding the Jyoti beyond the body. And from time to time, this particular awareness of observing will start to develop and start to mature in you. And eventually you will come to a state where you will be the eternal witness of whatever is happening throughout your entire day. And hence, this quality of watchfulness, this quality of being aware of just observing is something that we should start cultivating right from the beginning. So now let's start with our first meditation, just being aware of your breath. Just relax. This is a 5 minutes awareness of the breath meditation. The invitation is to gently now find a posture that is comfortable yet might sustain the practice. Grounding your attention to the contact point between the feet and the ground. Spine upright, but not stiff. Relaxing your shoulders with each breath in and out. And when it feels comfortable for you, the invitation is to gently close your eyes and bring your attention inwards in the process of breathing. We are not trying to change the breath in any ways. Trying to be with the breath in the most natural way possible. Now, as the breath goes in, you mentally say, so. And as you exhale, releasing all the stress and anxiety, hum. Again, so. Releasing all the stress and worries in your mind. So hum. From time to time, you might notice that your mind has wandered into thinking and worrying. It's okay. Just notice where the mind has gone. And gently, with kindness, guide your attention back to the breath as it moves in and out. Mentally repeating this process of saying so and hum until you hear the closing bell. Gently wiggling your toes and your fingers. And when it feels comfortable for you, the invitation is to open your eyes and allow the light to fall within your eyes. So, congratulations! You have successfully completed a 5 minutes breath awareness meditation. Simple, right? Just being aware of the breath. The mind goes away. Notice where the mind has gone, and then gently, non-judgmentally guiding your mind back to the breath. Just observing the breath and remembering to say so and hum. So hum with each breath in and out until you hear the closing bell. So don't worry if this is rather overwhelming. We'll have another practice session coming up before we move into part 2. Now, let me introduce you to your best friend, the friend that is going to accompany you throughout this entire workshop or till the last breath you have on this planet. This is the monkey mind. Swami says that the monkey mind is a very unpredictable mind. It is as if the monkey has been even stung by a scorpion and also drunk. So you can quite anticipate the kind of thoughts that you have in your awareness if your monkey is not tame, if your monkey is not taught how to be aware or consistently be in the present moment experience. Sometimes, if this monkey goes on hogging on to past memories, we can easily fall into depressive states. And if this monkey goes on contemplating on thoughts of the future, the anxieties or worries of the future, and we can fall into very bad anxiety. So learning from time to time that this monkey has not been trained before, so it is your responsibility to take small steps to train this monkey so that this cute little monkey here will start working for us instead of working against us. Now let's move on to one of the important concepts or obstacles that will come to you when you start your meditative practices. The first is sensual desires. Sensual desires are attraction or a certain form of desire that will come especially when we start meditating. And the way to go about this is to not take it quite seriously. Just being aware that sometimes sensual desires are part of nature itself, part of Prakriti. And it is natural for humans to have desire. In no way meditation is supposed to eliminate your desires. Perhaps it helps you to work or come to a better understanding of your desires, but not necessarily eliminate them. Certainly not Jyoti meditation. So the way how I'm going to teach you to handle desires is to just being aware of desire as desire. That's all. Not going on to contemplate on those desires, but learning that, you can let go of this desire at this particular moment when you are meditating. Next, ill will or wishing harm or suffering on another person. Sometimes it's quite easy to get into conversations where we might tend to gossip or speak ill of other people, knowing that whatever you say and do somehow gets imprinted in your mind, in your subconscious, or even your unconscious. And when you meditate, these impressions will come out. And when it does, knowing that it can be quite distressing when you are confronted by the mistakes that you have done, the ill will that you have consciously or unconsciously committed in the past. However, during meditation, you also should be aware that these are just in the form of thoughts. So the way to overcome this is to understand that thoughts are just thoughts. And this ill will are in the form of memories and are in no way holding power over you in the present moment. Next is sloth or dullness or drowsiness. This can be perhaps the commonest or the second in the hierarchy of hindrances. Of course, first is restlessness, which we will go through. So the moment you close your eyes, you feel sleepy. You feel like there's lack of energy and you feel like just want to sleep it off. So the first few times, this energy, this meditation energy, uh, because you're starting a new practice, naturally it is quite low. But eventually, there will come a time that you're able to sit for meditation for longer than 5 minutes. You might even be able to go to 10 minutes and even finally 20 minutes or more. So knowing that these are all tendencies of the mind which can be trained. You can train the monkey to be less dull. You can train the monkey to be less restless. So quite correctly moving to our next point here, which is restlessness and agitation. If you go to Batu caves or anywhere and you look at monkeys, you naturally realize how restless they can be and how agitated they can be. They are literally jumping everywhere and from one place to another place, trying to snatch things from you. So the mind has this tendency, natural tendency to get restless and to contemplate on worries and depressive memories from the past. So knowing that this is also something that you can change, you will be able to change. And that is the entire process of meditation. So the process of calming this restless mind to be more stable, to be more in tune or in flow with the present moment experience. And finally, moving to doubts. This is a particular hindrance which I myself personally struggle with. Sometimes doubt can be very overpowering when we are starting a new practice. And somewhere down the line, this doubt will reduce and it may come back again and it will reduce. So knowing that the mind's tendency of being doubtful is somewhat connected to your own intellectual understanding on certain things. And if you are a highly intelligent person, then you will know in your experience of meditation, there will be a lot of doubts. Not saying that, if you are not intelligent, you will not have doubts. No, doubts it's a natural process or natural state of the mind. However, this is also something we can train. We can understand that doubts arise because of the inefficiency or reduced amount of knowledge that we have. And as we keep on empowering ourselves or improving our knowledge, doubts will naturally reduce. Or even if you do not improve your knowledge, you keep on meditating, somewhere down the line, you will realize that doubts are just forms of thoughts and there's nothing to be worried about. Okay? So, knowing that these 5 hindrances are going to come out 100%, 200%, 300%, it is going to affect you. Okay? Just being aware of them, that we have gone through this, that these are just hindrances, and you are able and you can make changes to your mind so you're not affected by this 5 hindrances. Sometimes after meditation, we always come into this doubtful state with many thoughts. Is this the moment? Am I in the moment? Is this right, Swami? Am I hungry? You know, I want some things, and when the stomach makes some sound, and immediately you have some thoughts, and the back giving some ache, and then you'll have different forms of thoughts. So, not trying too hard to be in the moment, because you are always in the moment. In fact, the moment is the only thing which really exists. There's no past, we're not sure of the future. So the moment is the only thing which exists, the now, which is the only thing which exists. So you don't have to try to be in something which you are really already in. So instead of trying to be something, how about you just relax? Relax. Just keep on relaxing. And you will be in the state of the moment. In chapter 3 of Dhyanavahini, Swami mentions that let the mind run wherever it likes. Just be careful not to follow it, seeking to discover where it is going. It will then wander about for some time as the fancy takes it. Soon, getting tired and exhausted, it will come back to you in the end. Brothers and sisters, we power the mind. Without us, the mind does not exist, at least in the experience. So, what Swami says here is just like a child, when it starts to run from the parent, sometimes parents will have experiences of child running away from you, and the moment they run sometimes away, and then something hits them or something strikes them in their heart, and they turn back and they look because they're feeling so insecure that their attachment figure is away from them. And they look back and they look at you, and then eventually they realize that you are their secure attachment. So similarly, the mind, if left, will keep on going and thinking and contemplating on things. Eventually, it will come back to you. It has to come back to you. There's no other place the mind can be besides with you. So relaxing as much as possible throughout this workshop as well. Knowing that there's no other state that you want to accomplish or be with or be at. You just need to be here and now. So here are some practical tips for meditation. Okay. Maybe if you want to take a 5 minutes break, I think we can go for 5 minutes break at this point. Or if you are okay, we can continue and complete part 1. And then we can take another maybe 10 or 15 minutes break. So moving forward, here are some practical tips for meditation. The first one, have no expectation. When I say no expectation, it means no expectation at all. Okay, especially when you do Jyoti meditation, a lot of senior Jyoti meditation practitioners ask me this question. Am I in the light? Am I in this blissful state? Why after 20 minutes I'm still unable to achieve that blissful state? So these are all forms of expectation which comes back in the form of doubts, in the form of worries, in the form of hindrances. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, you are already Satchit Ananda. You don't have to be something that you are not. You are already that. You are already Satchit Ananda. And when you make expectations, what happens is that you are moving away from your true state of being. You're trying to move into something which you are not. So this meditation workshop invites you to let go of your expectation. Sometimes the mind is too active. And when it's too active, it takes some time to settle down. Just like a cloudy pot of water, turbulent water with a lot of mud in it. It takes time to settle down till all the sediments goes down and you're able to see the crystal clear water above. Similarly, our minds are subjected to our day-to-day experience. And if it's too active, it takes time to settle down. If it's in a calmer state, it settles down quite easily. So not having expectations that by this so and so time, I shouldn't have any thoughts or my thoughts should reduce. No, but just understanding that thoughts are a part of meditation. Sometimes when you practice meditation for quite some time, it goes quiet. There are no thoughts and you reach a state where you don't even notice that there are no thoughts because there's no thoughts and no experience of even you is present. So this mind can be unpredictable. So having expectation on something unpredictable is similar to having expectations in life. When you have very high expectations in life, then you will have a lot of disappointment as well, which will come because life is unpredictable and we can all agree to that. Next, setting an intention or sankalp. Sankalp means that you set an intention before you sit. For an example, in the second person manner, I would say, Sabitan, we are going to do 30 minutes of awareness meditation and another 30 minutes of Jyoti meditation. So you start your meditation by giving a sankalp, a 20 minutes of Jyoti meditation. And then you go into meditation, continue to do it. And any point of time, if you have doubts, go back to your sankalp. What is your sankalp before you sat down for meditation? So going back from moment to moment to that intention. And this intention will solidify and become stronger as you continue to practice meditation. Next, just as Brother Prushti quite correctly mentioned, posture is an important integral part of meditation. From time to time, you will notice that you will start to slouch or you will start to move from side to side and you cannot maintain a straight posture. So the tips is posture is something that you will get better at, just like meditation. And from time to time, you will notice that posture becomes rather effortless because it is something which you can put attention to. And when you start putting attention to posture, it will you will start getting into the right posture. And there's no one particular right posture which is suitable for everyone because our bodies are very different. So each and every one of us will have, some changes in posture. But the general guideline is if you are able to sit leg folded on the floor, fantastic. Make sure that there are some padding, okay, beneath you to insulate your energy so that it does not dissipate from into the ground because the ground is very neutral. Okay, the ground is very neutral, so the energy will directly get dissipated into the ground if you are not properly insulated. Next, so to insulate, you can either sit on a cushion or you can sit on a mat, whatever is available for you. Next is the back, making sure that the spine is upright but not stiff. Stiff means like an army person, trying to stiffen up your muscle. No. You can just be upright and just relax. And from time to time, you will start to build this awareness on your postures. Okay, you may either choose, if you have a back issue, then you might want to sit with a supported tool by maybe some pillows at the back just to help with the lower back. But ultimately, knowing that if you are seated on the chair, you need to come forward, okay, and make sure that as you can see in this picture here, the back is not in contact with the chair itself. Your chin is to be tucked in. Why? When you tuck in your chin, you will notice that there is some release at the back. Release means that in between your spinal vertebrae or the bones at the back, the spinal bones, there'll be some release, some more space for the fluid to move through. And when that happens, the tension reduces. Okay. Now we move to one of the most important parts of meditation, which I believe is something we all need to empower ourselves with, which is be easy on yourself. So being easy on yourself is a very important thing because you've just started meditating and you will have a lot of criticism from your mind. You'll have lots of judgment from your mind itself. And knowing that you need to be compassionate. There is a need for you to be non-judgmental to your thoughts. Brothers and sisters, meditation isn't about getting it right or wrong. It's about relaxing and getting into a particular technique. And from time to time, you will notice that your mind will run away, or you'll be contemplating into a problem which happened, or you have some exam that you have to focus on. But knowing that these are the natural states or natural tendencies of the mind, not getting too upset with it. In fact, being compassionate and non-judgmental with your mind itself and being friends with the monkey. A lot of people out there think that we need to be, I don't know, like angry with the monkey or trying to control the monkey in a certain way, put it in a cage. No. I believe that by being compassionate or caring and kind with the monkey, you are able to achieve more rather than being angry with the monkey. When you are angry with the monkey, indirectly, you're actually angry with yourself. Okay. So knowing that these are natural states of your mind and just understanding, coming to terms that, something normal. You just let me go back to my breath. Next, we move into environment. So environment plays an important role in meditation. A lot of us find it difficult to meditate in a noisy environment. This is also something that will tend to improve, and you will notice that your mind becomes less and less and less restless, even though there are noises around you, until you reach a state that the noises will actually help you in your meditation. So you can choose to either meditate by yourself or in groups. And if you do so, choosing an environment which is quiet, unplug all your devices. If you have an Apple Watch, just connected to your phone, and of course, then you start ringing. Or keep your phone elsewhere or turn on your airplane mode. Try to find some quietness in the room that you live in or the house that you live in. And don't have try your level best to not have an aversive relationship with noises. In fact, experimenting if you're able to experience noise as just noise, or better still, be friends with noise. Being friends does not mean that you encourage noise or you sit in a rock concert and do jyoti meditation. No. It means that you allow noise to come and leave as they choose to, and it shouldn't affect your meditation. Time is very important. Brother Pushti mentioned that Swami has repeatedly informed that meditation, if done during the Brahma Muhurtam, generally we accept 4 to 8, but 3 to 6 is also another alternative. However, just going with the Sandhya Kala, which is 4 to 8, 3 to 6, and sometimes you're unable to do so. Mothers taking care of 3 to 4 children, your basic Sandhya Kala is the only time you have to get your children ready to school and things like that. So knowing that you also can do this at other times, preferably during this period, but you can do at other times whenever you are free. Once your child is at school, you can come and you can sit in front of your altar and you can do it. Duration is also another aspect which we can work on. Start slow or start low, go slow, and eventually reach there. That's a concept that I practice. Start low, go slow. Start low means start at 5 minutes first. And once you are ready, then only then slowly move to 10 minutes, move to 15 minutes, and then ultimately moving to 20 minutes. So this is where I would like to encourage you to use this application. If you have smartphones, it's called Insight Timer. So this application is a very good application because it's free and it has a timer option, and it also records your meditation, and it motivates you early in the morning to meditate because it gives you all these motivational quotes for you about meditation from various spiritual leaders. So you can set your bell for about 10 minutes every day and start meditating, and then eventually move to 15, and as I've mentioned, increasing the time using this application. If you have another application already, no harm, just continuing to do so. Now let's move to our final meditation session for part 1. Now gently relaxing into the sound of the bell and just taking breaths in and out until you hear the music. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. Again, we will be doing a 5 minutes breath awareness meditation. The invitation now is to ground your attention to the contact points between the feet and the ground beneath you, from the buttocks to the seat. Spine upright, but not stiff. Relaxing your shoulders with each breath in and out. And when it feels comfortable for you, the invitation is to gently close your eyes and bring your attention inwards, the process of breathing. Remember that we're not trying to change the breath, we're just trying to be with the breath, observing the natural flow. And now the invitation is to mentally say, so, as you inhale and releasing all the stress and anxiety and tension, mind and body, as you exhale. Hum. Releasing all the stress and tension in your body and mind. Now continuing to do so and hum as you inhale and exhale. From time to time, you may notice that your mind has wandered. It's okay. Gently guiding the mind back to being aware of the breath. No matter how many times it is, just notice and guide the mind back to so and hum until you hear the closing bell. Gently wiggling your toes and fingers, and maybe taking a deep stretch of your back and allowing your eyes to open if you've had them closed. So, congratulations, you have completed 10 minutes of meditation so far. And this is easy, it is not difficult. Mind runs away, go back to so and hum. And you keep on doing this and practice by yourself. So I believe that we have concluded part one of our workshop. So this is where we would like to give you at least half an hour or so, or 15 to 20 minutes to just stand up and, walk around the facility that you are in right now, just making some stretch, and then also trying to maintain some silence. If you have some coffee or something, you can also have some. And let's meet again for part two in a moment. Jai Sai Ram.